everybody doing?
Welcome.
Oh, we're obviously on because it already is up there. April is here saying hello to everybody in 2KK family. Steph says it seems to be a man thing when it comes for something they have to pee. Hi, everyone.
Yes, I agree with that. You know, are we on? Can you hear us?
We are. We should be. Everybody should be able to hear us. Well, welcome to the Thursday night 2KK live stream. We do this every single Thursday.
Oh, good, your sister's on
at 8:30 p.m.
And mine. The whole family should really take part in this.
Please do us a favor and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the little thumbs up button if you can. Exit out of the chat. Hit the little like button, and then you can join right back in. So
it's 80's night.
It's 80's night. Rachel's decided to make a theme for every week now.
We are. So last week was the 70s, and this week is the 80s. And you know what? It was very weird not being able to shop. I had to shop out of my own closet.
I had to adjust the camera to fit her hair.
My goodness. It was ridiculous. Imagine, I expected, I wanted like Madonna outfit and like gloves and wigs, but like we're in quarantine, so I had to shop within what I had.
The funny part was watching her put on press-on nails.
The only thing I was able to do is go get some Walgreens press-on nails, because Lee press-on nails were the 80s, yo, okay? But you know what? They didn't have them in stock in red, because that's what made a Lee press-on nail, was the fact that it was red, not this like pink color that was almost okay to wear.
I just gotta go sit and say hello to everybody's in here.
Hello.
If you can figure out how to scroll that with your fingers.
Did I? Oh my gosh. Like half of my lipstick's on my teeth. I asked Joe, I was like, is there lipstick on my teeth? He's like, no, you're fine. Men. All right, so let's see. What are you guys doing? So I see Joe Ray, hello, OMG, you look amazing, Rachel, thank you. Let's go clubbing, right? We should totally go clubbing. Does anybody have one glove? Just one glove I could borrow. Sarah says, hello, everyone. Heather loves me in spite of me. Heather Lomax, thank you so much for loving me just for being me. Yvonne, Andrea, she likes my hair. There is so much hairspray in there, like we may run out of shampoo and conditioner. Do you think that dry shampoo would handle this?
No.
I don't think so. Steffi's here. Hello, Carla. Whoa, Rachel. Rosie Moreau. Hi, everyone. Shelly says, OMG, Rachel, that's awesome. Like totally awesome.
So Shelly and Heath are in here.
Speaking of totally awesome.
Wanted to say thank you. We got your package today.
They sent us.
So Shelly and Heath.
Our favorites.
Sent us. Actually, your favorites and my favorites.
Yes.
3 maple pumpkins.
That's my favorite.
And a couple of these.
You guys are awesome.
So thank you so much, guys.
You're totally awesome. So Rachel says, fun night. Hey, Crazy Keto. September. She likes my hair. Yeah, we had all of these colors because my hair has been all of these colors, right? You are the same. We gotta start dyeing your scalp, yo.
I'm pretty red today.
Yeah, you are a little.
We put up a fence.
We didn't put up a hedge. We took down a hedge.
We took down a hedge, and the fence went up super quick. I want to say we got 3/4 of the way through the fence in about, I'd say, 4 to 5 labor hours.
Right.
The last 8 feet, we had 150 feet of hedge.
It was a lot.
So we got about 120 feet of it done in like 3.5 to 4 labor hours, but we had to go to the store because we were buying stuff, in pieces. And the last 15 to 20 feet took 4 hours because there were like 5 ficus bushes, which is like the devil. We call the scale the devil.
Look at that. No,
well, it wasn't on there when you showed me.
I'll be right back.
So they.
I had to take this off, right? Yeah.
We talk about the scale is the devil, while ficus plants down here are the devil. They root everywhere. They wrap through all your pipes. They grow like crazy, and so we had to dig out the roots of like 4 of them that were growing into the chain link fence. So it was a nightmare. So I got a little bit of sun on Tuesday or Wednesday. It was pretty bad. So let's see. Becky is here. Late to Fun says that Rachel looks awesome. Vivid J, yes, Mohawk. Yeah, Vijay, we need to find out. I'll send you back an email. Let me know what your schedule is. Heather said, look at those claws.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you will notice that I have my mood ring on because and you better watch it, right? That's how you knew, like,
That's
if
right.
you were in trouble with, like, you know, your friends and stuff, what color was their mood ring. And, of course, how many of you guys always wore a scrunchie on your wrist? Had to have a scrunchie.
No.
Always.
Well, Heath wants to know,
Just in
where's
case.
your swatch and your jelly bracelets?
Okay, I looked so hard for jelly bracelets and no one have it because yes, I'm exactly. It's not a proper 80s outfit without jelly bracelets and nobody had them. You know what else that I cannot find and I absolutely want so badly is the plastic. Do you guys remember the you would get like different, what are those called? Like the little plastic things that went on your necklace and they were like little pendants that were different things. Like it would be like a mouse or a
Charm bracelets?
Yes, they were charm necklaces, but they were plastic.
was
Do you
the
guys
90s.
remember that?
The charm bracelets were the 90s.
No, we had them in the 80s because I remember trading them at school.
Joe Ray said the mohawk looks great on you. Trucker
you.
Cat said punk rock.
Yeah.
Gail's here, said she likes the red hair. Right Family said 90s night Joe needs to get a Trans Am and a mullet.
Heck yes.
Joe should have gotten a wig. The problem is, we talked about that.
We tried.
Where are we going to get a wig?
There was
none of the costume stores or anything
no
open.
wig. I couldn't get into Party City.
Becky wants to know how you're going to ship with those nails.
I figure they're gonna pop right off. That's exactly the first thing that I said to Joe. I was like, "Yep, well, this is for one night only, so let me
Heather
scratch your
said
back."
hairband wig for me. Bree and John said listening as we work on our chicken coop in Colorado.
I am so excited. You got to send pictures of your chicken coop. Oh, Beth is here.
She
Woo!
said I was hoping for the tall waterfall hair with wings.
So next week, Beth, is 90s week. And 90s week.
Chastity said you need the lace gloves.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I wanted the lace gloves so bad, right? Hopefully for the 90s, I'll be able to get even more components because like my closet looks like a 90s closet already. But yeah, so Beth, start spraying that hair up because man, we had it so high in front. We had the biggest hair. It barely fit in our seat at school.
Renee said you're going to need Gojo to handle your hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Chris said, holy cow, this is what happens when we show up late.
Yeah.
Just want to see who else is in here. Valerie said, Rachel, I didn't recognize you. No hairstyle for Joe. There's not much I can do. I mean,
here we go. We could
I didn't shave this morning.
We could do you sideways like that. Yeah.
I
did get him.
Chris said Joe looks like Maverick or something.
There you go. I was trying to get him to put his sunglasses on, but like we were running late.
I'm always running late.
As per
usual.
usual.
I was editing the way everything shows up on here, trying to streamline things. One button now does everything for us.
He is showcasing one of our favorite movies from the 1980s.
Which I refuse to see the remakes.
And I know, because there's only one Top Gun. I actually think that they're doing
coming back. No, thank you.
Coming back one.
No, thank you.
Weirdly, Tom Cruise looks exactly the same. Exactly the same.
We're not getting into that.
Exactly.
Kathleen says, good evening, 2K family. Hugs to all.
He looks like her dad.
Dana said, good evening. Just done prepping my keto chart for the next 5 days. I ordered late Monday night, and I got to my surprise when I got home from work today. I wasn't scheduled to come till Saturday. They ship super quick.
They will ship your pants. You will ship your pants.
Let's see. Heather said, Lomax, my hair in the quarantine is becoming a mullet.
This is what happens. I came into Caleb's room to say, could you feed the cat? And he didn't know what we were doing. And so he goes, oh, Mom, if you're shopping for a quarantine hairstyle, like, this isn't it. Keep going. Keep going.
Ron said, I love the press-on nails. I wear them all the time. So, you know who else does? Is Amber, Autumn's sister.
Really? They feel strange, but kind of cool.
Steph said, how many pairs of socks do you have on? We used to wear two or three pairs of bright color ones. You had the big scrunchy ones that you would then roll down.
It was like this. You had to look like this. Right?
Right Family said now they use scrunchies to claim boyfriends.
Do they really? Hey, put this on.
Sherry said my coworkers told me to get a mood ring for work. I'm afraid it would stay black.
You're mine now.
Okay.
The scrunchie did it.
Joe Ray said, charm necklaces, the whistle was my favorite.
The whistle.
Cassidy said the junk necklaces. They were called necklaces.
There was one that was like a mouse that had like googly eyes. I wanted that one, and I can remember I wanted the little cash register, and also there was a roller skate, because roller skating was it in the 1980s. Do you remember going to the roller rink?
I did. We had one roller rink that was very close to us, and then they turned it into an indoor flea market.
Couple skate, guys. This is how love begins. All right, how many of you guys?
I didn't date in the 80s.
Could skate backwards? You weren't dating. I mean, you were just like at the same place at the same time. I mean, this was the 1980s. Like, I was a kid.
You were like 4.
Yeah. So like,
she's celebrating the 80s. She was 4 years old.
No, I wasn't 4 years old. I was 4 years old in 1980, but like, you know, there's a whole decade that followed the year 1980.
Christopher said my chat won't work on YouTube. Well, that's dang. Renee said Vaseline on your teeth. Rachel had a model friend that used to do that to keep the lipstick. Yeah, when you asked me to look at you, did not have any lipstick on your teeth, but you keep doing that and getting the lipstick on.
You know what? It's this color
Don't do
too.
That, please.
Please
do not do that.
The hot pink though, but this really does.
Don't do that.
I'm telling you, like, look, it gets it off. It gets it off. But I did a Joe check.
Becky said, go pop some zits on Joe's back with those. I don't have any zits. Ever since starting keto, I never, ever get...
That is kind of weird, but...
I don't get them.
TMI,
I used to get them all the time.
Yeah.
And Rachel, you ever see that show, Dr. Pimple Popper?
I don't want to go...
Which is a really disgusting show, and she would not watch it.
I won't watch that. Well,
but you enjoy doing it. That's the funny part. She would be like, ooh, look at all this stuff that comes out. I'm like, I don't want to see that.
But that one, it was not a normal amount of stuff on that show. It was like too much.
Ashley said we just got ducks and built a quack shack.
Oh my gosh, I want to see their quack shack. Okay, so for the first time, I was dropping off FedEx like 2 days ago, and saw 2 like Canadian geese with a little baby goose. And I've never seen a baby goose when they come, because we get all of the geese. They all come here. But I've never seen a little baby. It was so cute.
Trucker Cat said, I remember leg warmers and flash dance. Was flash dance the 80s or was
leg
it the
warmers?
90s?
My Barbies had leg warmers.
I keep looking at that thing over there and thinking about you and Caitlin.
I know. I gotta take it down.
Yeah, please, you need to get rid of that. Stephanie said, used to wear ABT 2 French earrings in one hole and then one right straight post earring in the French earring.
I was gonna try to do that. I made the horrible mistake of putting the nails on first and then going to do my hair and put my pants on.
The funny part was she goes, I need you to put my pants on. I'm like, first of all, my job is to take your pants off.
Joseph.
Don't put them on.
Oh my Lord.
I'm trying to pull up her pants. I'm like, this is so awkward.
I know.
She's like hugging me. She's like, I can't grab anything with my nails.
I couldn't grab them. I couldn't zip it. I couldn't do it.
April, thanks a lot. April said 90s week, you need to have Spice Girl platforms. Do not encourage that. She will go buy those. She likes those kind of things.
I'm just a girl in the world.
Becky said Ray and Beth had the bangs. I don't like bangs. She better not make bangs. You do not do bangs.
I kind of have bangs right now, babe.
Yeah, but I mean in general.
I'll cut them for the occasion.
Chris said Joe should have done mohawk eyebrows.
Yeah.
Tammy likes my shirt.
Yes, because Top Gun. Okay, so... I will never forget Top Gun, because we rented Top Gun from Videotape Town because
And spent like $100 to return it when it was a week late?
No, I spent $100 to buy it because our VCR ate it. Our VCR ate the tape, and back then you had to buy the movie.
Okay. So how many people had a VCR membership? I remember my dad came home, that same one when we got the computer and the color TV is right when VCRs came out. My dad came home with a VCR, and I remember he paid like $499 for a lifetime membership to a VCR. And
the VCR itself cost like $800.
I know, but I mean, you went from that to then the Blockbuster videos where the membership was free, and now it's like what is a VCR, right?
Yeah, you felt like such a chump.
Andrew said, Top Gun and the Breakfast Club. I love the Breakfast Club.
I love the Breakfast Club.
Kathleen had the big bangs and the perm then, but spent most of the 80s in uniform working graveyards.
Oh, wow. How many of you guys were doing your thing in the 1980s with a tab in your hand?
I still like tab.
I
just don't drink it anymore.
You had to have a tab.
Denise said Rachel's hair will never be the same.
No.
Well, first of all, Rachel has never ever had the same hairstyle twice ever.
But
because she can't ever duplicate whatever she does.
There's definitely, thankfully, there's no chance that I can duplicate this. You'll be thrilled with that.
Right, families and mullets are great. Business in the front, party in the back.
Business in the front, party in the back.
Parrot Renee, Joe's gonna need a Tiger King mullet.
What is that lady says? Like, hey there, you cool cats and kittens.
Vivid just said, do we have his email? I can't remember. No, I do not have your email. Send it to Joe at 2krazyketos.com.
Tiger King mullet. I need to get one of those wreaths.
Miriam was a huge roller skater. She skated like crazy.
I loved roller skating. I mean, I thought it was so fun. There's still a roller rink in our area. I wish we could go to it right now, but we can't.
We still have a roller skating rink.
Wait, that's what I'm saying. That's what I just said.
I thought you said I wish we had one.
No, we do.
Steph said always had a big fuzzy something on a keychain hooked on a belt loop.
How many of you guys had a lucky rabbit's foot? Weirdly carrying that around, right? I don't even know. I remember as a kid feeling weird about it. Like I had one, but it felt weird to have
Heather
it.
said yes, the finger trick works every time.
Yes. So you had to have the scrunchies, the mood ring, the press-on nails, and then you had to have jewelry that just didn't make any sense at all. Silver, gold, every single like pendant that you owned. You had crosses and big hearts, and I mean, it was just tons of jewelry, like Mr. T.
Sherry said, 2 months ago, my doctor told me if I can lose 10 pounds, I wouldn't have to go on high blood pressure medication. My appointment today, I was down 12 pounds.
Ooh.
Thank you, 2KK. I started keto.
I am so proud
awesome.
of you. That is awesome.
Patricia said, my daughter said that, look at her awful hair, 3 years old.
No, she's exactly right. This is a 3-year-old that is more of an adult than I am. She's got her stuff together.
Sherry loves Pimple Popper.
Oh.
Chris said pimple popping, it's a mom thing.
It is. It's like we can't leave it undone.
I used to get these things, they weren't even pimples. They were like below the skin.
Yeah.
And when you would look at my skin, you wouldn't see anything. But Rachel had this knack of like rubbing on my back, like right down here on my side. And she's like, ooh, there's a hard section there. And she would just squeeze it. And again, you would not see anything looking at my skin, but it was like a pus pocket below the skin. And it would just ooze out like gobs and gobs. Like it looked like Pimple Popper. And it was like hard. Anymore. It wasn't like very watery. It was like a hard, like almost like rubber cement coming out of your skin.
That can't be good.
And it smelled bad. And we don't have any of those. But she would go on the hunt for it and enjoyed squeezing it. But then wouldn't watch like...
Well, it was like you fixed it. There's like a mom thing that's like released.
You got a pleasure thing out of
like,
kind of like, ooh,
no,
like, how much can I get out of there?
Yeah, well, because you're like, you fixed it. We want to fix stuff.
Oh, Chris said we had geese and baby geese in front of Keto Child today.
Aww. Mom's here. Hi, Mom. Making you proud again.
Ron said Dr. Pimple Popper's great. I love those great pops. Becky went to get masks. She said, I'm disappointed our masks were so crappy.
Aww.
Where's your thing I made you?
It's in the car.
Oh, it's in the car.
I have to keep it.
We'll show it next week.
Because I forget. I forget to, you know what I mean? If I don't take it with me.
You forget masks.
How many times has anybody else gone to the store and then realized once you parked in the parking lot that you forgot your mask and you have to drive all the way back home?
Tobro, Right Family said Tobro is more gory than Dr. Pimple Popper. We have to find that. Let's find that.
I feel like you need to watch. I cannot stop tapping.
Kristen John said Joe.
Hello.
Heather said husband-wife reality there, Joe. Christopher said had to get my laptop out. YouTube is having issues on my phone.
Oh no.
Patty said Porky Pigget.
Porky Pigget.
Let's...
Platforms. Yes, okay, so...
Gail likes Dr. Pimple Popper, said I had to watch it on TV, and last night was watching it on YouTube.
Oh, it's rough, though. I mean, and she's just such a sweet young lady. But, I mean, she can get the stuff out of there. Like, ooh.
Renee said, I have tons of hummingbirds in my back tray.
So I hung one of those things...
We attracted iguanas.
...in front of my she shed, and all I'm getting is lizards. What am I doing wrong with it?
Holly said, our daughter met her husband at Skateland. They are now married for 31 years.
How precious is
awesome.
that? Did they couple skate? Because I'm telling you, that was my favorite thing. And you just wanted somebody to say, you want to skate with me? Like, that was like the coolest thing ever if someone asked to skate. And then you were waiting for your song. And there were certain songs that you would power skate to, right? Like, there were certain songs that you were like, I'm getting the rhythm to this song. It was awesome.
Bree said, I gave John free credits on Pac-Man and Galaga True Love 1981 style.
Oh, wow.
Remember you used to get the go and you had to line up your quarters, meaning like, I'm next.
Yes.
And that's how you knew how long you were going to have to wait by the number of quarters that were lined up on the machine.
Yeah. And then there'd be somebody that would have too many stacks and you're like, mm-mm.
Oh, I used to go and just like take a whole roll of quarters and line them all up. Like, this is mine for a while. Go away.
You were that guy.
I was. He said my dad used to rent the top-load VCR from the video store.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, happy memories, though. Back then, you didn't have it was so funny. You would have to plan your weekend to make sure that you got to be first to the video store because there was only one copy of that movie that you were hoping to see. And if you weren't there first, then you were watching, Weekends at Bernie's 4 because that was it.
Rachel said, be kind, rewind.
Yes. Did you guys have a separate small appliance that rewound your VCR tapes for you? We had it looked like a Chevy, like Impala or something, and you stuck the tape in there and rewound it.
Shelly said, we were too poor for VCR, so I went to my best friends to watch cable and movies.
Oh, wow.
Terry still has the VCR.
And she has
the
Homeward Bound.
The thing about VCRs, like, the quality on a DVD was so much better. And I actually had a laser display. That was before DVD players. But
they scratch so easily.
That's the problem, is they would scratch. I mean, I used to get so mad. The kids would scratch. Like, all the video games, they would scratch and they would leave them out.
You can still watch VCRs.
Yeah.
You can still watch a VCR tape. Like, my mom unearthed some Rescue Heroes from before Caleb was born. Still work.
Chris said, we got a color TV for the 1984 Olympics. We had 2 VHS tapes for a long time. My dad bought a Laserdisc player. That's how we watched movies at my house.
Now, there was one shirt that I was debating between Top Gun. I felt like you would lean toward Top Gun. The other one was a NASA shirt because the 1980s was all about space exploration, right? Like, all of our heroes were astronauts, right? Yep. I mean, it was always about, like, what it's going to be like in 2020.
Till what, 1986?
Yeah.
Renee said, we had some white ducks here that have some crazy fluff on the top of their heads. I swear they look like Trump ducks. Vivid J says, Pepsi free.
Pepsi free.
Now that we got our order in,
yes,
we can tell everybody the secret if they're looking for chickens.
Yes.
So remember I told you guys that My Pet Chicken gave us a secret way to possibly get our chickens earlier? It worked. So we're getting our chickens on May 18th.
Well, does that mean that that they're born on May 18th and then they go in the shipping box on May 18th and then start heading our way May 18th? They won't be in our hand.
They get shipped out on May, or that's the hatching date. So they're getting shipped out on May 18th.
That's our birthday.
So what you do if you're looking for chickens on like My Pet Chicken, on Mondays around 11 o'clock in the morning, they go through everything that's like all the eggs that have come in over the weekend. They've already figured out how many eggs they should have for the entire year for each breed.
But sometimes there's a bonus.
But on Mondays, they go through and count up from whatever the girls laid from the weekend before. Sometimes, she said, almost every time they get more eggs than they were expecting. Like, they figure that each chicken's going to give them, say, 4 eggs for each week that they're going to breed. And most of the time, they'll get 5, 6, 7 eggs. Well, those don't get counted if you look like, hey, I want to get chickens on July 10th. Those aren't in there until 3 weeks prior. So they're in there now. They've got the whole year based up. But then 3 weeks prior, they'll be like, oh, wait, we've got extra eggs for that particular week. So they'll add them in. And they add them in Monday starting at 11 a.m. all the way up to about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So what she told me to do is you go to mypetchicken.com. And starting in like mid-morning, 10, 11 o'clock, start looking at your breeds. And she said you could put them in your cart, and then all of a sudden you're going to see the dates change from like October, November to now they're available in May.
Right.
So it would be 3 weeks prior. So like this week they did it, and that means they're being hatched on May 17th, May 18th. Next week would be the following week. So that's how you can get them earlier than whatever the websites all say. And we had a lady in Florida that was telling us the same thing.
Yeah, because the thing is that a lot of there are so many people trying to, do more like sustainable.
Buy more chickens right now.
Buying chickens things. And so,
I'm thinking like everybody's talking about meat shortage. We actually have not canceled the order from Murray McMurray for the mid-June order where we're getting another 8. So we said we weren't going to cancel that order until we get the ones actually on May 21st or whatever.
Right.
I'm thinking maybe we should keep them all now and just butcher a bunch of them since they're talking about a meat shortage.
There's no way.
We can get these, raise them.
No.
And then by the time the other ones come in, the first batch will be ready to butcher.
No.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
No, I love you so much. 4 to
6 weeks we can butcher them.
No.
No?
No.
Try.
Crystal Pepsi was a thing.
Yep.
Glass bottle of Coke and a Hershey's Big Block.
Yes. Patty F said, Top Gun, the volleyball scene is the best 30 seconds ever spent. Like, my kids always came and put on my TV whenever it was on any channel.
It was the Shawshank Redemption.
Christopher has never seen Top Gun.
Christopher.
2 shows you need to watch.
Okay.
You have to watch Top Gun. And I am not a huge Tom Cruise fan.
No.
I mean, I like some of his original stuff, like, but I just don't like other things about him.
Yeah.
And he just became
And we tried
he became not a nice person as he got older.
Well, I always try to separate, like, they're an actor, they're playing a role.
Stop talking about politics.
From the person.
Yes.
But sometimes it gets too hard for me to do that, and then I just, like, even if they're the best actor in the whole world, I'm like, I can't watch you anymore.
He's gotten just too full of himself as he's gotten older.
But but
his original stuff is good.
Very good.
Top Gun.
Cocktail.
And everybody, I think, needs to see Officer and a Gentleman.
Officer and a Gentleman. But there's some naughty scenes. Definitely
I didn't say there's not a naughty scene in it, but it is an
kids.
awesome
It was an awesome movie. I thought you were going to say Cocktail, because...
No.
I did like that.
Cocktail was kind of starting the downhill of Tom Cruise. Chris said, buy your Tiger King Halloween costumes now. October, it's going to be
You know that is...
Yes.
That's going to be the costume this
Miriam
year.
had a rabbit's foot.
Yes, you had to. And usually it was dyed some weird color, like, oh, this is from a pink rabbit.
Patty said, I worked in a video store with VHS tapes in the mid-'80s. Best job for a teenager.
Job for a teenager, because you could sit there and watch movies.
He said, how exactly is a rabbit's foot lucky? The poor rabbit's missing a foot.
Seriously, yeah. Well, if you had a 3-legged dog, you always called it lucky, so maybe that's it.
Steph said, my daughter both loves roller skating and rollerblades. I could never skate. I'm too clumsy.
I didn't say I was good at it. I said I did it. April says, I was a 90s kid.
Tamagotchis.
April, next week is our week, baby. Like, it's going to be fun. 90s.
Movie of the decade, Dirty Dancing. Went to the theater at least 12 times to watch it over and over again.
Hey, nobody puts baby in the corner.
Heather said, Levi's buttonfly jeans roll tight on the bottom.
Yes.
Jolt Cola. Yes.
Wow. That's a throwback. I love that. Trolls. Yes. Everybody had Trolls.
Let's see. Chris said, we used to get the rewinder and the shrink wrap machine.
Yep. Banana clips. Oh my gosh. Banana clips. Banana clips were my favorite thing. I use banana clips all the time. You could have, like, that was the hair barrette for mullets, was the banana clip, because it would be all short right here, and then you would pull it up and it'd look like a ponytail.
Shelly said, I got the garland flower head wreath so I can be Carol. Watch out, Heath.
Oh my gosh. Heath and her. Oh, that would be awesome. Heath, Shelly, you got to be Carol and Tiger King. Joe Exotic.
Zit pop. Becky said, how does zit popping keto related?
Probably not. It is not. But
Joe Ray said, there's a weird sense of satisfaction once you pop it.
It is.
Patty said, I could never pop somebody else's pimples. Ew.
I have to know the person. Like, I don't just go up to random strangers like, hello, sir. Looks like you got a white head. Can I help that?
The worst part was it hurt.
Help you out
like,
with
I
that?
would get these ones that, like, were super painful if you even touch them, but I wouldn't know they were there till she touches them.
Dun dun.
Then she's like, ooh,
Dun,
can I
dun,
pop that?
dun,
And as soon as you
dun,
know it's
dun,
there, now
dun,
you can't
dun.
stop focusing on
Yeah,
it, right?
no.
And I'm
Well,
like,
you're
now
done.
I have to go pop it.
Now it's an
And
afternoon.
I was bad. Like, I would, like, because I don't want her to do it, because she would, like, dig her nails in, which really hurts. I'm like, you got to do it, like, with your inside of your finger.
Let me do them.
She's doing it like that. I would go get, like, pliers.
That's less painful? That's less painful.
I'm so glad I don't have pimples anymore.
Gracious.
Heather said, where is this combo had gone? Sometimes cabin fever at its finest. Pillow pets.
Somebody had a pillow pet.
Miriam.
I loved pillow pets. Did you guys?
Oh, and Dana.
Did you have a pound puppy? Pound puppy,
puppies.
My Little Pony.
I didn't have any of that stuff.
I had a lot of Barbies. Somebody else likes the Tobro.
Steph said, I love seeing teens wearing or copying our 80s way and thinking they came up with it.
Have you guys...
And Chris said, everything that is new was new 40 years ago.
There's nothing new under the sun, right? Like, if you go to the store right now, every single thing is fluorescent. Fluorescent pink, fluorescent green, fluorescent yellow. No one, except for, honestly, Joe, you're always very tan. You get dark. So a fluorescent color looks good on you. I am super pale. So it never looked good on me. It was like, how am I going to carry off fluorescent orange? Really? Seriously?
Kathleen said, I keep my mask in my purse, no forgetting from me, and the toe doc is worse than Pimple Popper. We have to go look for that now. We are going to watch that tonight. Tonight. No more Korean dramas tonight. We're going to watch that.
We got to finish this one Korean drama.
No. We're going to watch
so good.
We got Tiger King from them, and that was awesome.
That was awesome.
So we have to go watch that now. I keep my masks in the car, but see, I went and got 3 masks, and I had them in the car. The kids haven't gone and looked for masks or tried to make any for themselves. So what they do is they keep taking them out of my car. Then I go to a store. I'm like, where's my mask? Oh, I left it in my car. Why is it out of my car?
Because Dad.
Right Family said I do the same thing to the hubby with the pimples.
Joe, trying to eat my dinner. Can you quit talking about pimples? Sorry, Rhonda. Christopher said, so we got our Reese from Chalk Zero yesterday. I think there's 1 single cup left from the 2 bags. Yeah, it's almost good that we couldn't get them because we would have eaten them already.
Yeah, I am trying to be really, really good about not having anything. Although we did break down, I know on Monday I said, I am not doing wings this week. Well, on Tuesday, Anthony and I worked so hard on that fence. I mean, we were out there working on the fence from 11 o'clock in the morning till about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, all in that one little section.
I was like,
and Rachel's like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, I'm getting wings. She's like, I thought we said we weren't getting wings.
You specifically said you're not getting wings.
I know, but I did what I always say don't do, and I'm like, I deserve wings.
Right. We've got to stop.
I worked my butt off. I don't want to cook. And I deserve wings. But we did only get 60 wings. And we normally we get 120, and they last us for the whole week. So we got 60 wings. We each ate 15 that day. And then the kids ate a couple yesterday, and then we had a few today. So we were much, much better than normal. But yeah, I was just like, I don't want to cook, and I've been out in the sun all day. Obviously, this is 2 days later.
So Ron says hummingbirds are scary.
Are they?
Well, I don't want them to get
Teddy Ruxpin and a pogo ball.
Yes. Did you guys have My Buddy? Do you remember that? Was that 90s or 80s? My buddy.
Steph said, who
Wherever
owned jelly shoes? I had tons of them.
He goes, my buddy.
What is wrong with you? Chris said, no, because I'm a dude.
Right. Rainbow Brite. Yes, I loved Rainbow Brite.
Ron wore jellies all summer.
Jelly shoes. Those were awesome until you wore them too much for too long, or you got sunburnt. If you've ever had a jelly shoe sunburn, it was not funny. But I had very chubby feet. Still do. And
no, you don't.
My feet would go through the jelly. The jellies would go through.
I don't even know what jelly shoes are.
And I would get blistered.
Right Family said Tobro is easy as he can be with people, but sometimes it's very gross. Gotta watch that now.
So Miriam also had tons of jelly shoes, and my favorite ones were red. I wore those out. Did you ever, and you would turn them over and you'd get rocks all in the little heel, and you'd be like, where did I get all these pebbles from?
Chris said the rental VCR would come in what looks like a pizza delivery thing. It was always green. Now, I remember, I don't know if my sister's still on, we used to go upstate and rent a VCR because we would only go up there for the weekends, a couple times a month. And so there was no sense in owning a VCR. They were super expensive. We would just go up and rent the whole machine. And I remember, it came in this big case and stuff.
And you felt like it was really the beginning of feeling like this is a home movie experience, right? You felt like You were premiering this movie in your home. It was different than turning on the TV and like
now it's like
watching
ooh,
it.
let me every day we scan and see like what's on sale on iTunes.
It was almost better for us to only have that one video. You had to be decisive. You had to pick it. Yeah. And if you've rented it and you've put money into it, you are watching that movie.
The best thing that ever happened for us, though, was iTunes and having their good sales, or even saying, like, we don't go to the movies and we just buy an iTunes movie for $15 or $20, because we used to rent movies at the Redbox constantly.
And we were
and
bad
it's like, it's $1 a night, right? I don't think we ever, and this is in our marriage, so in the last 12 years, I don't think we ever rented a movie for less than $5 to $7 ever. Sometimes those movies cost us like $15 because we would rent it and then not finish it, or somebody else wants to watch it, and the next thing you know, you'd find it like 7 days later. So it was $1 to rent it, but then $1 for every day we kept it.
I had to stop renting them from the library. I wouldn't return them properly from the library. We'd have fines from the library.
Miriam had a rainbow Brite doll and strawberry shortcake toys.
I loved strawberry shortcakes.
I almost bought you one recently, right? About 6 months ago, we were watching a movie and it had strawberry shortcake, and Rachel's like, I want a strawberry shortcake doll.
I really kind of did.
Well, the one thing about me, the worst thing you can do is say, I want a in front of me, especially for her. So within 10 minutes, like, I'm in the bathroom Googling strawberry shortcake dolls and ordering it on Amazon. And she found out, and she's like, you need to cancel that, because it was like $25.
I know. I was like, don't get that. But, like, I loved strawberry shortcake dolls.
But she was like, for like 2 hours, I really want one of those. Can you please find me a strawberry shortcake doll?
You just miss it, right? You connect
and
that
Care
with your
Bears.
kids. Care Bears and Cabbage Patch Kids. I'm pretty sure that Cabbage Patch Kids, I know they did. They definitely came out in the 80s.
It was definitely the 80s.
Because I can remember having a birthday party, and I got a Cabbage Patch doll. And I remember my mom telling me, you need to go thank Mrs. Orlikowski for fighting off people to get that Cabbage Patch doll, because they'd only have a few at each store, and there was like fighting over it. And yeah, she got me a Cabbage Patch doll.
Rhonda said, remember 8-track tapes? We had a portable one. I had one in my first car.
Well, I did not. I missed 8-tracks and Laserdisc. We didn't have that.
Laserdisc came out in 1990.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
nobody had it. It was never big because it was the size of an album.
Well, it was kind of like you had to decide, because these things were so expensive when they first came out.
Yeah.
That, like, it was like, when it came out, my dad was like, no, we have a VCR. It's
the
good enough.
Laserdisc players, actually, I remember them being super cheap for the machine, but it was hard to. Problem with Laserdisc was it was very difficult to find the Laserdisc, and you couldn't rent them.
Yeah.
You could only buy them. That's why it never took off.
Bad plan
it
on
never
their
took
part.
off because nobody rented Laserdiscs.
Okay, so Dana is... Oh, I'm sorry.
Chris said, we had to rewind our tapes with a pencil in the hole and a cake serving thing in the sprockety thing. Rewinding back by hand took 45 minutes.
There was a couple times that I would put it back into the VCR and you're just hitting rewind. Did you do that?
Yep. Sarah said, this is a throwback to when I was a kid, the 80s. My teenagers never believed me until they heard you just now.
Yeah. So Dana says, riding my big wheel while wearing jellies. Oh, yeah. Now, back then, my brother loved his big wheel bike because it had this handle you would pull, which they don't have anymore because safety. But he would ride that thing, and you would pull the brake, and it would, like, spin you. And that was the best part of the big wheel.
Okay, so Trucker Cat says, Saturday morning cartoons and a Disney movie on Sunday night. If we got in trouble, our punishment was no cartoons or Disney movie.
Man, I loved the Disney thing that came on Sunday nights. We were always still at church. And we would pray. I would be sitting there praying that the pastor would wrap it up. I'd be like, wrap it up. Okay, Disney. All right, I got to get home in time for Disney.
Shelly said 80s for Cabbage Patch Kids, and my mom got me a counterfeit one. That's what I told people back then because it was a knockoff.
Do you remember? I remember, like, kids where their parents would make one. Like, they would make, they'd sew it themselves because they knew how to make dolls and stuff. And the kids would be like, my mom made one. And it was, like, still not cool enough. Like, you have to have, I need to see Xavier's signature on that thing's butt. Pull its pants down.
Right Family said, does Rebel ice cream always have a foil top on it? I haven't had Rebel ice cream in a while.
I don't
remember
think so.
It having a foil top.
I don't remember.
Because I remember sticking it in the microwave.
Yeah.
Gail said, I have a 13-inch TV VCR combo in my spare closet, and I have one of those rewinding gadgets.
I'm telling you, you could still watch your VCR tapes.
Miriam said, big wheels. Yes, my brother had those, and I roller skated in a leotard with leg warmers on.
Leg warmers. They were awesome. And remember all of those like workout shows? And the women were, I could not even imagine working out in that much gear. It was like, it just looked hot, right? All of that like workout outfit. You had to have a matching workout outfit.
Nice hairdo.
Thanks, Mike.
Chris said yes. For the Rebel ice cream, the newer ones do, but it's really easy to get some of the older ones because they keep so long in the freezer at distribution centers.
Huh.
Okay.
May 18th, 1980.
What happened?
Major event happened?
Ooh.
Was that when Reagan got shot?
I want to say. No.
And I know
Stephanie said, the Lisa Funk stuff. Loves her folders, pens, pencils for school.
A trapper keeper. That was where it was at.
I remember the Trapper Keepers came out, and then they got banned from schools. And I remember when our kids were little, I was like making them. They were going to live the youth that I wasn't allowed to have.
Right.
Right. So it's like
Trapper Keeper?
I remember buying like, again, not
Jansport.
knowing. No, I remember when John Paul and Anthony were little. Well, John Paul, not Anthony, because with the second child, you always know better, right?
Yeah, you do
like,
better.
I have like 25 albums of photos of John Paul. I think there's like one of Anthony.
I know.
It's like ridiculous. But
The third kid's lucky to get their feet
John
on their
Paul
birth certificate.
was getting like 6 months old Air Jordans. I mean,
Right.
you got to wear them for like 3 days and then he outgrew them.
Speaking of Air Jordans, 1980s was the Jordan era. Like that's when you would start getting those high top sneakers.
Yeah. But it was just funny because he had all of that stuff. So then when they both went into school, and Caleb, we were buying Trapper Keepers, and they come home, we're not allowed to have this. What do you mean you're not allowed to have this? You have to have this. You understand? I wanted this so bad when I was a kid, and my mother would not let me have a Trapper Keeper. So I'm trying to spoil you with everything that I wasn't allowed to have, and you're telling me the school says you can't have it? Why are they making them?
Well, it was more like, for me, that, like, I would get those things, like, here's a Trapper Keeper, I'm going to put it in your Jansport, you're welcome, and you're expecting this, like, abundance of, like, oh my gosh, you're the best parent ever, but it was important to us in our childhood, but it wasn't important to them. Like, they have their own thing of, like, what's cool, and we're just trying to put our generation's cool on them, and it's not working.
Speaking of shoes, so just mentioning John Paul's cheap, expensive sneakers, one of the people in our church, they have a 2-year-old who comes in every couple weeks with the coolest sneakers. So I finally said to the dad, you have like an incredible shoe budget for this 1.5-year-old child.
Yes.
And I mean, always like incredible, like Air Jordans or whatever the new ones
always
are.
Matches her
always
outfit.
matching her outfit.
So
So he
cute.
goes, oh, they have like a shoe rental for kids now, for like little toddlers, because they outgrow them so fast.
Yeah.
It's like a monthly thing where you pay, he said you pay like $15 a month, and then
you get, like,
every
6
month
different
you get new shoes. You just mail back the old ones, and then they mail you new ones.
Brilliant.
I'm like, this is awesome.
Brilliant, right?
And so they always get the newest styles, and they're not outgrowing them where you're spending a ton of money.
And they stay super nice because the kids are just walking, and you're not like putting them down in every mud
come
pile.
up with these ideas?
I don't know. A day late, $1 short.
Miriam said I was 1 year old. It was Mount St. Helens.
Oh yeah, with the volcano.
Mount St. Helens.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby said, we have the same car for VHS. Let's see.
Nancy says, nice hair. Thanks, Nancy.
Mike said I live way too close to my neighbors to have chickens.
Yeah, it is a struggle. We definitely tried to research ones that were, less loud than other ones.
Chris said we should keep the other
some
chickens.
noisier
We'll make
ones.
money selling chicks and offer up and buying chickens from the store.
I do see a lot of people looking to start their own backyard herd and then finding that or flock, and then finding out that there is no chickens right now. And so, yeah, I do see it on
Renee
Facebook.
said we need flowering bushes like Mexican firebush or bougainvillea to attract hummingbirds and to keep the feeder out of a high traffic path. Don't use the red dye liquid either.
Okay, so I've done all of that wrong.
We do have flowering bushes out there. We have jasmine out there.
Got the red thing. I don't have
bougainvillea. No, I got rid of our bougainvillea. That is another bush from hell. As a landscaper,
it's a landscaper thing. They're beautiful.
they look pretty. But okay, here's the problem with bougainvilleas in South Florida. They look beautiful when they're flowering.
We've unleashed the beast.
However, bougainvilleas don't like rain. They only flower during the dry season. So during the summer, when it rains every single day in South Florida, they don't flower. And they grow ridiculously big, these big long things, and you get thorns up and down your arms and someone has to trim it. I'm like, I don't even get the benefit of seeing it, and yet the rain is making it grow way too fast.
It's kind of funny.
And they topple over.
I've gone shopping with Anthony before, and we've been at like Home Depot, and we're like driving past the flowers when I'm like looking at different flowers.
He won't let you buy a bougainvillea.
And I'll because they're such beautiful, vibrant colors, and he'll be
during the winter.
And he goes, "Keep moving, woman. Keep moving." So I'm like, okay.
But we did use the red dye. I didn't know. Why don't you use the red dye? Because we used the red dye.
Yeah, we did use the red dye. The Wright family says 2 words on the meat storage: iguana meat.
That's right.
I have to say, I haven't seen a lot of iguanas out lately.
Anthony had gone. After filming for our elementary today, he stopped at Whole Foods. He said Whole Foods is sold out of meat.
Really?
We fortunately have a freezer full of meat. But I am going to run to Sam's Club tomorrow to try to find ground beef because we go through so much ground beef.
We do a lot of ground beef and a lot of eggs.
Almost 2 pounds of ground beef a day.
Yeah, we're ground beef people.
And so Walmart, our Sam's Club by us, has ground beef in those 10-pound logs, and it's $2.08 a pound.
Don't you always feel like just like a cool guy, like
walking
going
out
out
a big giant log?
There's something about carrying a 2x4 of meat.
Let's see. Miriam said, "You will stay a better cook than me, but that's okay with me." Steph said, "We've always had Big Red with peanuts in it for study hall time."
Big Red
gum.
Big Red.
Chris said, "Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise crazy. You got to watch the pitch meeting from Tom Cruise. It's fantastic."
Oh, I've got to see that. You know what? We watched. We had Juicy Fruit. Juicy Fruit was the kind. I also liked Chiclets.
No. Not what I'm trying to think. What was the name of it? Rainbow gum.
Rainbow?
Yes, it came in a plastic thing with a bunch of little balls and gobstoppers.
Balls. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Rainbow gum was like, it came in balls. It was like a red, green, yellow, purple, and they were all like fruit flavored, but it was like a giant gum ball.
Huh, no. I have no recollection of that.
You're not old enough. Cocktail.
Hubba Bubba. Hubba Bubba was the best blowing.
We weren't allowed to have Hubba Bubba.
If you need, right, because I would pop it.
No, my mother never liked the sound of snapping gum, but those things had a smell to it, right? As soon as you open,
that's not natural.
There was no sneaking Hubba Bubba or Bubblicious. That was the other brand. There was no sneaking that in school, right? As soon as you started opening up the wrapper,
chemicals,
you could smell that flavor, whatever it was, across the room.
Yeah.
Watermelon was the worst one, right?
Yes.
So my mom couldn't stand the smell of it, so we weren't allowed to have it. When we would get it as a treat, we had to split the piece in half. We were only allowed half of it. She said, "That's too much gum for you."
So my mom, I have the largest mouth in the world. I have a huge mouth. Okay, my mom has like half the size of a perch.
She needs a half a chiclet.
She seriously would cut a piece of dentine in half because she was like, too much gum. I would be chewing Hubba Bubba, and like my mom would be like, "Stop popping that gum." And I would try to hide it like in one side.
You're not hiding Hubba Bubba.
It was like the whole side of your mouth.
Miriam said, iguana meat. Rachel's attracting them so she can get them straight to the black sun and cook them up.
Ooh. Can you imagine like having to like field dress that thing?
Chris said, my mom has 6 hummingbird feeders on the, there's an alpha female that runs the entire backyard and decides which hummingbirds get to feed where.
I didn't know. I guess
he said Tom Cruise's best movie was Taps. Yes, absolutely. Taps was an incredible movie.
I'm telling you that like you, Heath, and Chris.
Oh yeah, I'd have a blast. We need
brothers from another mother.
We just need to hang out for a week.
I love it.
Risky Business too. He was really good at that. Was another not a great movie.
Now Joe was gonna dress up like Tom Cruise from Risky Business, but I told him pants.
Carmen said neon colored shoelaces and gel pens.
Yes.
I had real ink pens in every color I could find.
Yes.
It was the thing to have the awesome papers in our folders in school.
Oh my gosh, gel pens. I still like the feel of gel pens. And did you have that pen where you could like push down the thing and get a different color? It was like blue on the bottom, white on the top.
He said, "I prefer the company of women so I can never be Joe Exotic, plus drugs are bad."
That's true.
Christopher said, "I preferred Surge to Jolt."
Surge
got me through college in 2000. Trucker Cat had a My Pretty Pony,
Pony.
and I had these saddle-type skates that if you pushed a button, wheels popped out.
Oh, wow. That's kind of cool. Nicolas Cage and Valley Girl.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Well, Valley Girl was... Oh, my gosh. Like,
I know what Valley Girls were. I never saw Nicolas Cage
that
in
was
that
like...
movie.
Yeah. At Hungry, he says, I didn't have any dogs. We had action figures.
That's right.
I had action figures, too. Like I said recently, I didn't have a Ken doll. I had the $6 million man's boss was my Ken doll. I don't know how I got him.
Miriam said, yes, Pound Puppies and My Little Ponies. Christopher said he watched 2 episodes of Tiger King, didn't care for it enough for a 3rd episode.
Wow. I'm sorry.
I wish I would have followed suit.
You know what it is?
I have to see the destruction.
You're a better person than me. I just went right down that rabbit hole of shame. Just right down it.
Chris said, My Pretty Pony is like GoBots were a cheap knockoff of Transformers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, so I had, I wanted, like, all of the Barbie...
Thundercats. Gummy Bears.
Oh!
Care Bears.
Care Bears. Who's your favorite Care Bear? I like Sunshine Bear.
I don't know. Renee said, I worked peds and had a kid with a dried deer eye on a necklace. Hispanic family said it was a rabbit foot concept.
Care Bears. Care Bears were so awesome.
Amy said, which drama are you watching? Do you recommend another one?
So the one that we're watching right now is called Encounter, but it is one we're watching on our, like it's like a drama,
Drama
Netflix.
Fever went out of business, so this is Vicky. Yeah.
We watch it on Vicky. And but there are a lot of dramas.
There's a new Leave and Ho one on Netflix, but there's
Netflix.
only 3 episodes out right now.
And
so
I like to binge stuff.
We're also rewatching the greatest one of all time,
Boys Over Flowers.
which is Boys Over Flowers,
Which
and
is on
that
Netflix.
actually I watch. I know, don't judge me, guys, but it's a great.
Too late.
It's a
Too
great
late.
show.
You should see their
There's
faces. Their faces are
so
like,
much nonsense in that show, and you're rooting for like all the bad guys and stuff. I just like it's funny. That's why I like it. It's really fun. Like this new one, like this is a romance one. This is Your Deal. There's no comedy in it. Like I'm making
really.
fun of the French music in the background.
Yeah.
It's got French music in a Korean drama. Why? I don't need that. I like the romantic comedy kind of things. Steph said everything was fluorescent in the 80s. Clothes, socks, shoes, crayons, candy, gum.
Yes. The things that I ingested that were fluorescent and candy can't be good. It cannot be good what I've done.
Heather said Costco and the doctor's office is the only place you need to wear a mask here. Here you have to wear them everywhere. You can't go into the gas station without them. You can't go anywhere
Post
without
office.
a mask. Yeah. Stacy said she's so awesome, Dr. Sandra Lee, Mrs. Pimple Popper herself.
Aw.
Mike got 40 Buffalo Wild Wings on Tuesday.
Nice. The Smurfs. La 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 la.
Brent said, I can't resist Buffalo Wild Wings if I realize it's Tuesday. Yeah, that's kind of how I am.
April says, ordered wings for anniversary tonight.
Yes, I saw that on Facebook. I'm
ordered
so sorry.
ones.
She didn't realize that Thursdays is boneless day, not regular ones.
I'm sorry, but happy anniversary to you and many, many more to you and your husband. Joe and Rachel, did you guys ever get a chance to watch our live stream from last Tuesday?
Yeah, we watched it.
You got to watch Miriam as she realizes it's Tuesday. It was beat red laughing.
Yes.
She's so adorable.
Becky said, where did you get masks from, Joe? Ours just came and they were complete garbage. Listen, here's the thing about the masks. The masks are doing one thing. They're to make everybody else feel safe. Like, unless you have an actual medical mask, like, you can breathe in anything that anybody's breathing out. It's really to make people feel safe. All I'm wearing is gaiters. Like, I can grab one if you want to read something.
Yeah. Okay, so they had Smurfs and the Happy Meals at McDonald's. The Happy Meal toys was a joy of the 1980s, right? Like, Happy Meal's toys made it. You would be like, oh, what am I going to get? What am I going to get? Please let it be good. Happy Meal's toys. I have a lot of little rubber figures from the 80s. I collected them a long time. Strawberry Shortcake and Friends. Yes, that was actually a show.
See, this is what we're wearing. It's called a gaiter. I've been experimenting with trying to personalize. I made one for Rachel, but I have a new printer coming to do this. But you're supposed to put it on like this, and then you can kind of like do that. That's all we're wearing. But these are really designed to like do it like this for your head or use them as a scrunchie.
You look like Grace Kelly.
They're like 8-way things. Like you can put them on your wrists and
They're
stuff.
like scrunchies.
Yeah. So this is all we're wearing because it's a mouth covering. That's all. Anthony will go into the store with a t-shirt.
California raisins.
He took his shirt off the other day and put a hoodie on and then tied the t-shirt around his face.
So one of those times, okay, so Sunday afternoons in between services, Anthony takes me on a date and we just drive around.
It's awesome.
It's very nice. I like it.
He really looks forward to that. I hope you don't stop that.
I love it. So he's like, put your shoes on, Mom, like we're going on our date. So we had to pick up something we were dropping off a birthday present on someone's doorstep and I needed one more element for it. So we went into Publix and I was like, oh man, I forgot my mask. And so he was like, hold on. And he gets a t-shirt out of the back and he ties a shirt to my head.
Yeah.
And
that's
use
what
that.
he does. Christopher said those Muscle Men, the later editions, came in colors besides pink. I had almost all of them.
Oh, yes, the Muscle Men. Oh, Stretch Armstrong was still around in the 1980s. I can remember that guy.
Gem and the Holograms.
Yes. Okay, so that was what I was about to say.
Becky wants you to sing the theme song.
It's truly, truly, truly outrageous. Oh, Gem. Yeah.
Dana said Fraggle Rock.
Oh, Fraggle Rock was awesome. But I wanted Barbie and the Rockers, and then Gem came out, and Gem was like way cheaper than Barbie and the Rockers, and so I got the whole set of Gem. They had a giant head. It was like they had a normal Barbie body, and then they had this like much bigger
You know what we haven't
head.
talked about?
But she was great. The movie.
We haven't talked about Michael Jackson and...
Oh, yeah, Thriller.
Well, how about... You know who really got their start in the 80s was Weird Al Yankovic. His best album, making fun of like all of Michael Jackson's early stuff.
Yeah.
Those were the best ones he ever did.
Because I'm fat, you know it.
We should make that our theme song.
Pac-Man.
Chris said, I never did the micro machines I left at my parents' house. I'm getting very bitter about it. I do have Lego Castle figures.
Didn't you guys love how that guy talked?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I saw an interview with him recently. He can still talk that way.
He can still talk that fast. Nancy says my hair is rad. There was so many words of the 1980s, right? So totally awesome, rad. What are some other words that you remember using, but just in the 1980s?
Steph said the birth of Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man and Asteroids. If you didn't play those, you were a geek.
Yeah. Oh my God. Space Invaders.
Yes.
I love Space Invaders. My dentist had Space Invaders, so I was like, obviously, this is a great dentist because Space Invaders.
Christopher said, my 7-year-old got excited tonight when we beat Mario 3 from NES, a game from my 80s. It's so funny. I didn't grow up with that stuff because we weren't allowed to have video games. We didn't have the money to have, like, Nintendos or any of that kind of stuff.
I love throwback games.
But I did play all that stuff, like, when I was in college.
Atari.
Well, we didn't have an Atari. We didn't have any of that. My first thing was a Sega Genesis, and then at some point I bought like a Super Nintendo. But again, in college, so I like Mario Brothers. I told the kids the other day, like I kind of want to get what is that thing that Caleb's playing now? Whatever the Nintendo system is now. I forgot.
You mean the Switch?
The Switch. Anthony's like, you're 50 years old. I'm like, yeah,
not yet.
I kind of want to play I want to play Mario Brothers. Like I like all the original Mario games, like Super Mario Brothers. Those were awesome. They don't make games like that anymore.
Donkey Kong,
yes, or Donkey Kong Country was like where it was just the adventure across.
I loved it.
Chris said Miriam and I have rented from Redbox once for Miriam's brother to watch after his wife had a baby, and that was his, and he was there.
Aww.
Stacy said, I live in a city where the Twin Pines Mall was located, actually the Puente Hills Mall.
Wow, that's cool. She-Ra. Yes, She-Ra and He-Man.
They were not terrible. He-Man was awesome.
Oh, man, I loved He-Man. I have the power!
Carmen said, in Germany, they had them in stores, so I got them every time we went to Big Town on our quarterly department store trip.
So Heather says, Joe, I want a Blackstone. Can you make that happen, please?
We should have come up with stock for that thing. I love that thing.
I am just so glad, like, Heather was feeling better. I'm really glad. Like, she was having a lot of migraines, and she was feeling better today, and I'm happy about that.
Heather, I'm going to tell you publicly, thank you so much for being in our Facebook family group and making sure that people aren't idiots. So, like, if you're in our Facebook group and there is somebody being keto, please reach out to Heather, reach out to any of the admins, or to even send a message to us, and we will take care of it. There is nobody should be in there saying that's not keto, except for us. If we say it, that's one thing. But
and it would have to be like a big chocolate cake or something.
Or like keto bread.
Yeah.
No, but nobody should be beating anybody up in our Facebook family group. We don't like any of that stuff. Everybody does keto different. We are far from perfect. Far from perfect. And
we are no one's judge, okay?
I even see it like, somebody said something in, I was in Dr. Barry's Patreon group, and somebody said something about, I don't remember, some kind of food that they considered was processed, and I'm like, Dr. Barry was on our channel a couple weeks ago and sat there and said, I eat a package of hot dogs.
Everybody does keto different.
So don't worry about it.
We're
but
cheering.
Yes, please reach out. Heather, thank you so much for like closing down the chat and making sure that nobody's being bullied or anything, because we don't want that. We want it to be a safe space.
Yeah.
Christopher said you should get Redbox more often. So convenient with late fees. It's just $12 per rental.
What a baggin'. Yeah, Beth still has all of her Cabbage Patch dolls. Okay, since I see Beth, I gotta say too, Beth is my best friend, and she is so organized, and I am so not organized. It's like so hilarious for us together. So she probably still has all of her Swatch watches. She had an amazing Swatch watch collection, and she still had the boxes that they came in, and after she would wear them, she would put it back into the box. My jewelry was always like a hot tangled mess of nonsense. And hers is like you could find it.
Your jewelry, I keep finding one earring in my office, and
I've
gotten to the point now where I'm just throwing them out.
I guarantee
you've lost the other one, so what's the point in me saving the one that you've thrown on my desk somehow?
I need to bring that trend back where they're just mismatched.
Renee said I haven't done Redbox in months with all the COVID stuff. Kind of weirds me out. I guess I could bleach wipe them.
Yeah.
Stacy said 8-tracks were on the outs in the 80s. So it was more like the 70s. Yes. Stacy said, Joe, I'm in the same boat. I've gotten in trouble for buying gifts before. Haha. One time a friend even told me, oh my gosh, this is awesome. No, don't buy it for me. That's Rachel. Rachel will say like, that is really cool. Joe, I don't want it. I'm just saying. She has to actually say that.
There's so many times I'm in the middle of talking about something and I'm like,
that's how you got your first iPhone. When I met her, she was
words.
using a Motorola flip phone, and she's like, I really want an iPhone. One day she said that, and so she got one for her birthday.
Really like the flip. I wish that I could have an iPhone that flipped, because I just love that. Don't you feel, wasn't that a powerful feeling when you would like flip it? I felt like I was on Star Trek. I felt like we could transport with that thing.
Steph said everyone had to have a boombox and breakdance. Yes.
How big was your stereo? I mean, it was basic.
We had a decent sized one, but it wasn't.
No, you had to have it like it was.
Oh no, we never had one that big.
Did you? I guess this was going into the 90s, but it was like your stereo system. It was like how many devices could we have? You had a record player on top. You had cassettes. You had CD players. It had a phonograph. It like you could do a CB radio. Like there were so many things. It was like layers of stereo.
Heather said jelly shoes made her feet stink. We gotta get caught up.
Chris said, Joe and I both started our lifelong obsession with technology and stuff with the Laserdisc. We actually had a place in Salt Lake that rented Laserdisc, and it was an audio file.
We were at the church and we were filming our stuff for like elementary room. And so I was on my way out and I was talking to Kyle, who is in charge of all the technology in the church. So he's filming all the stuff for pastor and everything else. And he runs all the technology and the LED walls and everything. And we started talking about my new microphone and the lights and stuff, and his wife Susie was just like shaking her head, like, because when you get the two of us together, it's like me and Chris.
Nerd.
We just start talking about like, oh, you got to see this light. This light is so much better than the Aperture, and it's only $200 instead of $900.
Nerd.
Miriam said, I remember getting in so much trouble for not rewinding the VHSs. It was the best when we bought the rewind machine.
Oh, Nancy just saw my fingers.
Garbage Pail Kids.
Garbage Pail Kids, yes. Oh my gosh. You had to bring binders of that to school.
Yeah. Stacy said, my dad bought me a TI-80 computer in the 80s. We had a TI-99. That's what we had. Let's see. Steph said we forgot to mention Mrs. Beasley doll last week. I told her I loved her so much.
Oh, Mrs. Beasley from Family Affair.
Miriam said you can't make a Cabbage Patch doll because it needed the signature
You have
on
to.
the bum.
Yeah, and some of the really creative moms would actually put like mom on her butt, like sign it. Like mom did this.
Chris said, okay, nowadays it's all about Hydro Flask for the VSCO girls. Keto Conduct's daughter got mad that she was gifted a not real Hydro Flask. It's like the homemade Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah, they want the name brand, whatever that is.
I remember
the cool
again,
thing.
it's like it was yesterday, and he's not this way anymore, but in middle school, all about fitting in. And
you had to have a Starbucks drink.
Everybody, there was a Starbucks across the street from their middle school, and Anthony wanted to fit in, but we're not buying Starbucks.
Every day, I mean.
So he went and got a regular Starbucks one day in just like the clear cup. And we noticed he was bringing it home every day. And what he was doing was he was filling up coffee at home into a Starbucks cup and was reusing the cup over and over.
Like, what's
so
going
that
on
it
here?
looked like he was getting Starbucks every day.
I know. And so as soon as
we bought him one of the reusable ones.
One of the reusable ones. But it's just like, oh my goodness, what we do to fit in, right?
Yep. Stacey said the LA Summer Olympics, 1984. Yes.
How high were your socks? Did you have the knee-high socks for men?
No, I didn't wear them.
Like where they were
over
really
the calf though.
Over
now
the calf.
I don't even like them showing on my ankle. Diaz said he used the Jane Fonda workouts in middle school.
Jane Fonda. She still almost looks the same as she did in the 1980s. Amazing.
Stacey said, "Yep, the '84 Olympics were boycotted by Russia because we boycotted theirs." Yeah. Chris said we couldn't afford Trapper Keepers or Air Jordans.
Yeah. Somebody's mentioning risky business.
Yeah. Rhonda said, love your video of Rachel's cooking on a Blackstone griddle. So cool and convenient. I'm thinking I want one now. It's in my cart right now. Just need to click.
I really like it.
You won't be sorry. And again, especially coming into the summer, it's you're not going to heat up your kitchen.
Forget
you don't have to worry about the
every
grease.
day.
Well,
There's
some
no
people
reason.
aren't in Florida where you can grill year round.
Still go outside.
So,
put an outdoor heater out there.
But no, seriously, like coming into the summer, like I hate cooking in our kitchen in the summer because I'm already like panicky about the air conditioner. I'm like, our electric bills have already doubled and it's only April. So the last thing I want to do is have the kitchen heating up every time you turn on the stovetop and you're boiling water and running the frying pan. Then the grease from the bacon, the burger splatters everywhere.
And that was the thing. So last night.
And people ruin my cast iron pans because they don't know how to cook in them.
Anthony had cooked stuff. And like kids do, he didn't clean up and he just went to bed. And so I went outside, but all that mess, I just hosed down the area. It was no muss, no fuss. It wasn't like a big deal.
Degreaser and spray it down.
It's not like you're waking up the next morning to like your kitchen being completely destroyed.
Yep. Heather said, did anyone have a couch potato that came out in 1987? I had one. We went to a thrift store a few months ago and found one I had to buy.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I remember couch potato.
Steph said high tops.
Yes. Did you guys have high tops? You had to have like the white ones. They were like all white Reeboks.
Chris said, I think baby shoes are stupid, absolutely pointless, and entirely for the parents. Yes,
yeah.
And I learned that after my first kid. Anthony, I don't think had a pair of shoes on until he was like 3 years old.
When Caleb
he
was born,
everywhere in socks.
We were so broke. I was buying groceries with dimes. So like, yeah, he didn't get shoes until he was walking because I would have if we were like, wealthy, but like, yeah, he had pretty much all of his clothes were hand-me-downs from another family or from yard sales.
Okay, so Renee said, do y'all put your Vitamix pitcher in the dishwasher? I have. I never have, but wasn't sure if you could. Might wear it down faster. Okay,
Don't do it.
The original Vitamix, if you have the tall one, you're not supposed to put them in the dishwasher because the gears aren't sealed. And we learned that the hard way. So did my mother and sister.
I did it.
Occasionally, I will catch somebody putting the new one in the dishwasher. They
that?
say it's dishwasher proof. I prefer not to. The easiest way to clean a Vitamix is actually fill it up about a third of the way to a half of the way with water, put a couple of drops of soap in there, and then just run the machine for like 30 to 60 seconds, and then just kind of wipe down the outside. And that will clean it.
It's always very satisfying to me to like take that like super soapy water because it's like, it's blended in a way that's amazing and pour that into my sink and clean my sink out. I just love that.
Chris said, I struggle when people talk about their pets as children. I understand the reasoning and the drive, but I still struggle with it.
Yeah, there are. They're all my babies. I'm sorry. If they're feathered or they're furry, they're just my babies.
Shelly said, it says not to. I had to drop a dish soap and put it on high for a minute. Yeah, the new ones, because I've talked to them about it. They said the new ones are dishwasher safe, but they don't recommend it. But they are, if you do it by accident.
Baby socks and shoes are adorable, though. They are adorable.
They are adorable, but they're expensive and they outgrow them super quick. Except for Anthony. Anthony wore like a size 4T for 4 years of his life.
So, Steph said that she actually signs her animals with a card, which we have also done.
Yes.
And my Aunt Carolyn always does. Somebody said that they had a fluorescent shirt that was Wham.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up.
Wake me up before you go.
Heather
Don't
said
leave
Sam's
me
Club.
hanging on like a solo.
Heather said Sam's Club put a limit on their fresh meat there. Only one.
One what? Because I can get something big.
Yeah,
at
so
Costco.
can I buy one of this or one of this? I'll buy one of this. It's like
this much
It's like when we went to
liver?
Aldi's. They said you have one paper product. Okay, so I can get one roll of toilet paper or I can get a package of 24 rolls of paper towels. I guess I'm getting paper towels.
Yeah. Get a log of meat.
Let's see. Shelly said, my pets are the closest I will ever have to kids, and these cats are horrible teenagers.
Oh my goodness. Charity and Roscoe both are going through a thing right now where they want me manning the door like a doorman. What is going on? Every 5 seconds, they're like, let me in that room. And then I let them in that room, and then they're crying on the other side, let me out of this room.
Stacy said she thought her store was tough when they cut her off at 3 meat products.
Yeah.
Carmen said the red dyed nectar has preservatives in it. It's not good for the birds besides the chemical dye. Easy to make your own with sugar and water. It's what my sugar went for last spring and summer after keto.
That's a great
And it's
use
funny
for it.
because I mean when I got it, I was reading the ingredients and I was like, this is like all chemicals, but it's basically sugar water.
Okay,
I didn't think about making our own.
Zebra stripe gum.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you enjoy flavor for
That's how far behind we are. We need to stop talking.
Do you enjoy gum for 4 to 5 seconds, but then you don't want any taste of gum? Zebra stripe gum. Fruit stripes gum.
Lucy said, my brother had a knack for getting gum stuck in his hair, so my mom hated letting us have a gum.
I had super short hair in first grade because I weirdly got gum back here. And then my mom had heard different people had said, you put peanut butter and that gets it out. You put mayonnaise and that gets it out. She put like every home remedy at the same time in my hair and caused a ball of knots that was now she couldn't get out, and so they had to cut around it.
Renee said, with the bougainvillea, it lines her fence on each side of the yard and it stays dry there for lots of flowers. Yeah, if it stays dry, it's awesome. But in Florida, they only bloom really from like, I want to say like the end of November, December till about March. And then the whole summer, it's just a green bush that grows way too quickly.
Yeah.
But they are beautiful when they're blooming. And they need the right amount of sun. If you have them in the wrong area.
Okay, so Line Girl has got my flavor. Hubba Bubba Cola, yes. In fact, I even like the candy that were like shaped like Coca-Cola bottles and you sucked out the goo in the inside of it.
Gail said Catherine Michelle got a Blackstone along with a ton of accessories on her channel today. She was excited.
I gotta watch that. Hey y'all, I love her. Oh my gosh, I love watching her cook stuff. She is as cute as she can be, and her puppies talk about adorable fur babies. Love those dogs.
Steph said parachute pants. I had a few of those. I think that was the 90s. Wasn't that? That was like MC Hammer and stuff. Wasn't that in the 90s?
I'm pretty sure it was the 90s only because I can remember that like my youth group, we went out to the swap shop and we all got the same pair of pants, and weirdly, no matter what size, no matter how tall you were, no matter how wide you are, man, woman, child, all were the same size.
So Renee
pants.
said for the hummingbirds, just boil 4 cups of water and add 1 cup of sugar and fill a 32-ounce feeder. Okay,
that is awesome.
Joe said they don't have any iguanas down there either. Joe's about, what, 15 miles south of us.
What's going on, Joe? Are they like eating them? Are they dying?
DS at Pretty in Pink 16 candles.
I loved. Okay, yes.
Vivid Jason said, I had lots of Transformers toys. Those are the ones, the one toys my parents got me, probably because it was educational learning on how to transform them. I got Omega Supreme.
Ooh, I liked Megatron. I like the Decepticons, honestly. If I'm being real honest, a lot of times I like the bad guy.
Joe Ray wants to know where we're watching Korean dramas. Netflix, and then there is a channel you can get. If you have like an Apple TV or a Roku or even online. It's called Viki, Viki, and they have a free one. And where you have to watch ads, and then some of the shows you can't watch. They'll let you watch one episode,
which
and
is
then
jerky.
You can pay $4.99 a month for like all of them, and then they have another one which gives you even other ones like. Then the one it's like $9 a month, or you can pay like a lot less for a whole year. It's like $80 for a year. Will allow you to watch them as they're coming out in Korea, so you can watch them week by week.
I will say you don't ever want to give up on a Korean drama after episode 1. Episode 1,
you have to give it
power
at least
through
3
that.
episodes.
Yeah,
you have to give them all 3 episodes.
Give them 3 episodes, and then you're hooked.
What's nice about the Korean dramas, or not even just the dramas, I mean, they're all called Korean dramas, but a lot of them aren't dramas. No. They have like really good action movies and things like that. And I like stuff set way back in like the 1700s and the 1600s in
historical
Korea.
Ones.
But what's good about them is their shows are between 16 to 25 episodes, and then it's done. It's not like you're watching 5 seasons of something. It's a mini series,
and they're usually like very clean.
Yes,
I don't worry if the kids walk in. Usually
they blur out knives.
They will blur out a knife because so they're very strict on like violence there, and then also you're waiting 16 episodes for them to get a kiss. Like it's not, you know what I mean? I don't know. Sometimes
Chris said,
watch
the toys that made us on Netflix. The original Castle Grayskull mouth opening was too short for He-Man to fit through. Yes.
I love the toys that made us and also the movies that made us. They did a Ghostbuster episode that I mentioned to Richard on Autumn's live stream.
We're coming on an hour and 20 minutes.
Because he was wearing a Ghostbusters t-shirt, I think it was yesterday, and he had said yes, he'd seen that episode because it's awesome. It was really good.
Miss Monica is on. Hey guys, we miss you guys. She said Adriel has requested you come over and do his hair.
Adriel.
What's up, Adriel? We miss you, buddy.
I miss you, Cameron. What's up, Gabe?
They are people from church. Love those kids.
Miss those babies.
Beth said I also have my collection of Happy Meal toys.
She is so organized, and I'm telling you, those things are in pristine condition.
She's much better than me. My version of organization is throw it out. Just throw it. You throw it out, but you throw out what we need. Like I have a safety razor, a double edge. I have the one that I've been using, but I also have a double edged safety razor like my dad used. I had a bunch of packs of razor blades inside the drawer. I go looking for them, no razor blades left. There's like 2 million things of the oil that comes with waxing strips for your legs and stuff, or your eyebrows.
Took one of my eyebrows clean off.
But I have no razor blades anymore.
Yeah. Someone's saying, are these like the Survivor things? Yes.
Yes, that's what this is. It's the buff, but it's called a gaiter. Gaiter. And
Joe likes to use them as a tube top. Also, P.S.
Well, they can be used for that.
They can be.
But these work really well for the mask. And again, they're great for the summer. Like if you wet them and damp them and wring them out, you can put them around your neck and stuff like that.
It's nice to be cool. I wear them a lot if we're like doing stuff outside. Because it's like you can wet them.
Gail said she likes what we're wearing as a mask.
I will wet them and stick them in the freezer. Honestly.
Chris said, do you know what you haven't really talked about so far? Anything related to keto or low carb? That was our point.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Sometimes we need a break.
It was nice to get our minds off of it and think about that. It got me out of dressing up and having a theme night and thinking about 80s.
You know, we can talk about something. So, I've got
gag me with a spoon.
The Dexcom 6. I'm comparing this to the Freestyle Libre.
Gnarly.
I'm going to say this. This thing is so much better than a Freestyle Libre.
Is it totally tubular?
If you have the opportunity to get the Dexcom and your insurance is willing to pay for it, I would definitely recommend it. First of all, there's a hack to make it go beyond 10 days. So there's the other one expires at the end of 14 days and there's no way to reset it. You can actually reset it, and if you look on the internet, there's people who are getting 30, 40 days out of one sensor.
Ew, gag me with a spoon.
But it gives you so much more information on it. I'm just really, really enjoying the fact that it's Bluetooth, so I can just kind of pick it up at any, here's my glucose. It's 85 right now. But it's really cool to watch all the trends with it. You can also, the thing that I like about this one is you can calibrate it. So when you first put it on, it may show your glucose high, so you can do a finger stick and then tell the app this is what the finger stick is, and now it'll be accurate as opposed to the freestyle, which was always off of the finger sticks.
Wicked!
But it is expensive. It's $130 for the transmitter, which lasts for 90 days, and then the sensors are about $100 a sensor for $10 for 10 days.
Oh yeah, Shelly's got my glow. The gorgeous ladies of wrestling. Yes.
How about all of the ladies roller skating competitions?
The roller derby.
The roller derbies. Thank you.
Scooby Dooby Doo. I love Scooby Doo.
Miriam said we would put plastic cups on our wrist and play Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Joe bought an NES the same year he got married.
That's a good wedding present.
Chris said, I want to know why Joe stole the idea for testing his blood after eating a food and making a video about posting it online. I'm kidding. So,
yeah.
We did get a couple of comments from people, I did delete them, that we were copying Christy Davis.
We literally put it out in the same minute.
The same minute.
You know how long it takes to edit those? Like, I promise we're not like copycats.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, throw the Chalk 01 up there so that like there is no doubts. Like, trust me. We love... like Christy Davis. Like, just love her.
She's awesome. Right Family said, our Blackstone cooks better than a standard grill. It has upped the steak game. We are going to do a video on that because somebody asked us how to cook a steak on a Blackstone.
Oh, yeah.
I am just, again, I'm loving that thing.
Time out.
What?
That was a thing in the 80s.
Oh. That grill is just awesome. I can't say anything bad about it. Lucy said, sad day, I tried recreating Joe's Chalk Zero glucose test, but mine went way up. Boo from me.
That's why it's important to do it yourself because everybody's different.
Now, one thing I'm going to say, again, if you do a glucose test, I would check yourself a couple times. Always re-stick yourself. Again, I can stick myself right now 3 times and get 3 different readings. Also, when you check your... wait a second. When you check it... make sure that you're not doing anything in between. So, like, somebody even asked on one of the comments, like, what are you doing, like, from the time you eat it until the next time you task and the next time you task? What I usually do is either go lay down, or for the Chalk Zero one, for the Legendary Foods one, I actually fell asleep at one point.
Right.
But I lay down or just do something super relaxing. I'll read the word, or I will like go work on my computer. But you don't want to do anything strenuous. You don't want to exercise because all of that will elevate your glucose. So it could not be the food itself. You could have like, if you just went for a run and then check it, you're going to be up 20, 30 points.
Sometimes getting up to go to the bathroom, it elevates your glucose.
Like, I looked at mine when I got up this morning. I woke up at like 6:30 and I checked it and it was like 78 and it was, in the high 70s to low 80s. And then it was like 8:30 it just started rising and hadn't eaten anything. I didn't even get out of bed. It just started going up. And it capped out at like 96 around 9:30, almost 10 o'clock, and then it started going back down. And that was all completely fasted. So you just always kind of see what are you doing when you're doing your tests.
So Beth said that, like, she's not organized, she's anal retentive. And Chris said, buying a cell phone for someone is like getting them a puppy. Yes, it is. Because it's like, here, I got you a gift that you're going to have to buy a service for, and you're going to have to pay that monthly service.
That reminds me, do you remember what the first gift I ever got you was?
Laptop.
No, it wasn't.
A couch.
No, it wasn't. The very first gift I ever gave you.
No.
It was a sun pass.
Oh, yes.
So you're talking about a gift that you used to pay for it. So we have tolls. Rachel lived in one town. Stop taking the remote from me. We're fighting over the remote now.
Well, I'm trying to get... You're the one that says don't talk so much. I'm trying to roll up comments.
So Rachel lived in one area and I lived in another, and she had to go through a toll, and I felt bad because she would come visit and... like, she had never had the coins for the toll, so I bought her a sun pass. But here's the gift. Here, I will pay for the transponder, but you're going to have to pay for the toll.
Right. Hook this up to your credit card.
Patty said, I had a keto chow peanut butter ice cream with Chalk Zero for dinner.
Nice.
Heather said, the second Phil says he wants something the kids and I move heaven and earth to get whatever it is.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Steph You gonna read it?
My dad was like that about buying. My mom made a comment about peppermint candy, and he went out and bought her a 5-pound bag. She had candy for 2 years. Yes, it's overkill sometimes. It's like, oh my gosh, and my dad was like that too. It was like, oh, I really like that sweater, every single color. You know, I like that sweater, and I also like other clothes, but now I guess this is the only sweater that I'm wearing because you've bought the same sweater in every color.
Renee said, I do keto way different some days. I run 10 miles and take in way more carbs on those days, but it works for me. Peace.
Yeah.
Yes. Joe Ray said, Joe, sounds like your love language is gift giving. It absolutely is.
That
and we've talked about that at Christmas time.
And acts of service.
We talked about that at Christmas time. I don't like getting gifts. I love giving gifts.
Yeah.
Chris said they do have an Android Motorola Razr that is a flip phone that opens to a giant screen, but it's like $1,400 and super fragile.
And it's an Android.
Yeah, we're not doing Android. You need to get rid of the Android, Chris.
Okay, so Carmen, making my own mixtapes from recording the top 10 and adding my faves from my album collection. Mixtapes, that was all the 80s.
Yes.
I don't think you were in a relationship if you hadn't given that person a mixtape. How would you even know you were dating if that person didn't have a mixtape?
Joe had 300 laser discs.
Wow. That's amazing.
I only had a few, and I remember one I bought was called Hackers.
Oh yeah, that was with Angelina Jolie was in that movie.
Yes, it was like
and
one
she
of her
actually
early movies.
She almost married the guy, or she may have married the guy that was like her lead in that.
Lucy said, for a second I thought you were talking about big shoulder pads.
Big shoulder pads in the 80s.
Revenge
yes.
of the Nerds. Yes, awesome movie.
Do you remember like all of the fancy dresses for women in suits? It was like we were all like Dynasty. It was like, how high could you get your shoulder pads?
Ed wanted to know from Parrothead, are you losing at the pace or are you just maintaining?
Oh,
Steph said, when did the first cell phone come out? Those things were huge.
Beth, could you tell us? I'm pretty sure she had the first one. She had one that was like this big, and it had the antenna on it.
April said, hey, Joe, we saw a 36-inch 4-burner Blackstone with a cover at Walmart for $287. Is that a good deal? That is a very good deal. Usually it's $287 without the cover. The cover is, depending on where you find it, another $80 to $100.
It's Mai. Hi, Mai.
Hey, Mai.
I'm so glad to see you. Hello from the front lines. How are you doing? Oh, where's the beef?
Yes.
Was Lucy's favorite commercial. I love that lady.
Steph said, not sure when Beanie Babies came out, but OMG was crazy. That was the 90s. Remember,
that was
it was
the 90s.
Mid-90s.
And my dad, like our comic.
I made a lot of money on that.
Our
Beanie Babies.
store, he was always on the hunt for Beanie Babies.
The Beanie Babies came out like right at the start of the internet, and I remember I would go and find Beanie Babies in the local stores, like in Hallmarks for the most part.
Yeah.
And then I would go onto forums and sell them because everybody wanted them. And I remember I sold like a Princess Diana one for like $300.
So my dad got me
You
one
have
of those.
I have that in a frame for you. Ed said, I've lost and maintained over 100 pounds. I fluctuate 5 to 10 pounds at times.
You're such a rock star.
Chris said, one of my friend's mom would bring old popcorn tub to the theater with popcorn from home.
Well, that's ballsy, right?
Deb is here. Hi, 2KK family.
Hey,
Head
Deb.
to work late. Hope you're all doing great.
Hope you're doing great.
Miriam said, we grill year-round in the winter.
Yeah.
Christopher said, I used my Blackstone to make burgers and eggs today while it was raining.
It was raining terrible at our house.
Yeah, it rained
Oh,
bad.
my gracious. Yeah, who needs a degreaser? You have Tabitha. Absolutely. She'll get every single morsel of grease if we let her. Oh, Keith said I had to have a Raiders starter jacket.
Yep.
Yes. Those like leather ones with your team.
Members only jackets.
Oh, my dad was the last member. He was the last member of the members only club. He was wearing that jacket like well past it being cool.
Amy wants to know if I've made a Pop-Tart recipe. No, I haven't.
You need to work on that. Carmen, Adidas, a white with 3 black stripes, Adidas all around were the thing for in the 80s for kids in Germany. Adidas now is making a comeback.
Yep.
I feel like everybody I know is buying Adidas now.
Renee said we used to wear different colored Converse high tops kids used to trade at school. I was germaphobe even back then.
Remember when you would take your high tops and you would like throw them up over the pole? Like the electrical pole, like the telephone wire?
Oh, yeah. Chris said, fun fact, you can completely destroy a Blend-Tech blender by using it to turn Kirkland vitamins into a powder to mix into keto chow.
Not that I've done that.
Heather said, stepping out for a second to order Phil's Blackstone.
Aww.
Chris said Keto Chow version 0.6 through 1.5.
I love the versions that he has.
I just don't understand why you can't have version 1, version 2, version 3. Why do we have version 2.6472?
I totally get that, though. I totally get that. I like that because I'm a person that I really enjoy. Even when I'm making a list, it's like 1, and then I will have like A, B, C. And then within A, B, and C, there'll be 1, 2, 3. Probably you had the same English teacher that I did, that when they were teaching you how to do a thesis and write an outline for it, they were very like...
Steph said, walk like
specific.
An Egyptian in the 80s. I can see Rachel doing that dance every time it came on the radio.
Okay, so mannequin. That makes me think of like walk like an Egyptian. But like, yeah, I loved mannequin.
Joe said, I waited an hour to get into my Sam's Club yesterday. So
wow.
It's funny, up here we have 3 Walmarts within 2 miles of our house. One Walmart, Rachel goes in the first thing in the morning, and by 8:30, there's a line wrapping around the store to get in. The other Walmarts, no lines at all. It's really weird why that one particular Walmart's got long lines.
The yo-yos from the wedding ceremony. Do you remember yo-yos were a huge thing? Remember you'd have those glow-in-the-dark ones, and you'd have people doing, like, tricks with them.
Renee said, I'm about to rehome 2 cats. My cats have decided to start peeing on their dog beds. They've been checked. No urinary, other illness, just being jerks.
Scrunchies.
Joe Ray said, oops, I mean solo is from the wedding singer. Yo-yo is from what the song really says.
She's talking about the Wham.
Rhonda said, hand sanitizer is so expensive now, it's ridiculous. Wonder if things will ever go back to normal.
I definitely think that there will be constant shifts on what is like popular and not. I wonder if when we're going back, like what variety of hand sanitizer there will be. I think there'll be a huge surge of hand sanitizer.
Chris said, I'm going to try to not comment as much. I prefer for Joe to catch up before we have to do our live stream at 11:15.
Uh-oh.
We're almost there.
Are we close? I'm
trying.
sorry.
We're trying.
Sorry. Vivi J, yay, they finally got to the comment I posted 40 minutes ago. Sorry. And I'm back.
We really want to read them.
Phil's going to pick up his Blackstone in the morning.
Cool.
How exciting.
Renee said, I also complete in Century Bike Rises. Ironman, so endurance events require higher carbs.
Wow. I am not competing in
Miriam wanted to know if they got the same one that we have. I'm jealous. I'm wanting this. We got ours with the front piece from Costco. No, BJ's. BJ, we got it from BJ's.
Gigi Girl says, hey, Joe. Hey, Rachel. What's new? Oh, Rachel has a new hairdo. Clearly.
Hey, Christy Davis from the Keto Village is
Hey,
on.
Christy. Vivi J. Joe, did you happen to catch my new song dedication to
I did not. I saw the
gosh.
post, but I haven't had a chance to watch it. I was in the middle of doing something.
That.
But I'm going to.
Gigi asked if we went to Buffalo Wild Wings. We did.
We did. We weren't supposed to, but we did.
Line Girl said, who went moonlighting with Maddie and David each week? Right here. In fact, I loved moonlighting. We were just talking about this because I was looking to see, could I purchase that on iTunes? Because I love that series with Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd. And my mom would say, like, go to bed. I was supposed to be in bed. And I would literally crawl out. I want to say it was on either Tuesday night or Thursday night at 9 o'clock. And I would, like, crawl out of bed and, like, try to watch it over her shoulder.
Gigi Girl said you did a good job cooking. I can tell you were nervous.
I was very nervous. Yes, the spatulas scare me. I need to like get better at flipping things.
Chris said Joe just nearly verbatim quoted Ferris Bueller talking about driving the car.
Tara Simpson, hi.
Hey, Tara. Heather said it was $100 cheaper today than yesterday.
Wow. That keto girl says Dexcom all the way. Tara says, okay, hanging in there. Had my first Zoom meeting at 8 this morning and just finished the last one. Oh, great day. I'm so sorry.
Christopher said, even if you're copying someone else's video, what's wrong with that? Especially a blood glucose test. That's great to see from different people.
Thanks for saying that. I appreciate that. We certainly didn't intend that, to happen.
Honestly, the only reason we ended up doing it, I mean, we'd gotten them in, and I said, I definitely want to. I said it in that video, I wanted to check some of the ingredients. I mean, I was even looking at a post from, somebody asked Kim Howerton today on her Facebook thing about soluble corn fiber, and she's like, it's 50-50. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's horrible, because you don't know what their soluble corn fiber is. So I had always intended on doing it, and what happened was the other day I was up late working. I lost track of time, And before I knew it, it was 3 a.m. I was like, okay, well, I've already up. So I didn't have to do anything further on. So I'm like, I like to do them first thing in the morning anyway. So let me do this one now. I didn't want to have Rachel's trying to stay away from all the treats. So I figured this was a perfect time. And then I went to sleep for a few hours after we were done with that. But it was just more a matter of I was already up and it was important to me.
I feel like I like the fact that, like, because I watched both of them to see, like, you guys had very similar results. Mm-hmm. Like, it was, I mean, to me, it felt like a good double confirmation that, like, okay, these are a go.
Stacy said, your comment about Blackstone made me curious. They're not publicly owned, so no stock to buy.
Accountant life. Seriously.
Christopher said,
wouldn't everybody like to have a time machine and go back and buy Zoom
stock? I know. That's what I've said.
Who wants Zoom stock and hand sanitizer stock?
Christopher said, I tested a Zip Fizz once and it went for a 30-minute walk and I showed up about 60 points. Yeah, because you're doing some activity that could raise your glucose.
Yeah.
Christopher said, I'm going to copy Keto Chat videos and show how to make microwave liquids.
That's a good idea.
Black Butterfly wants to know what you're up to. Just tuned in.
It's 80's night tonight. Next Thursday, we're going to the 90s.
Well, Mike said, I don't want to go back to the 80s. I like the 90s much better. Like I tell people, why would I go to a high school reunion? I don't want to go back and relive the worst 4 years of my life.
My worst 3 years was middle school. By high school, it was a little bit better. I felt like I was more comfortable with myself. So the 90s were way better for me than the middle school.
Tara said, I can't wait till they open the parks. I need a campfire and a night sleeping in the woods. We're so desperate to go camping. Rachel's been looking for just empty lots of property in northern Florida.
Yeah.
She came across an ad for one. It was like 50 acres for $5,000. I'm like, I will buy it sight unseen.
Done.
Of course, it was like a typo.
And
it
the
was
poor guy,
$5,000 for 1 acre.
And the realtor was like, this is the bane of my existence. Like, if
they won't take it down. It's on what, Zillow?
If Zillow gets something wrong, it's
they won't
wrong
fix
forever.
And yeah, so but I was like $5,000 for 50,000 or 50 was it 50,000 acres? Is what it was. I was buying it right now, sight unseen. I don't care if it's swampland.
Seriously.
Renee said, one good thing is I keep my receipts for all that stuff, self-employed and work expenses. So much stuff bought with gloves and everything else now.
Yeah. 1.5 hours in. When is Joe going to start skipping 30 comments at a time?
I'm trying
right now. Starting now.
Christopher said, I've seen a lot of people interview Dr. Barry. Is that also copying someone
Probably. I got yeah. Wait, is there more than one keto video out there? Or more? Is it? I thought it was just us. Like, is somebody else like doing? Is there someone else out there with a mohawk right now? Is there somebody else?
Chris said, you abdicated your ability to get support from me when you bought into the closed ecosystem of Apple products. I like Apple products because of the closed ecosystem. Chris said, I get a kick every time a neighbor asks for help with their phone until I find out it's an iOS device. I've completely avoided iOS.
Aww.
So it's funny, like the love-hate relationship with iOS. Like Sarah came in today and was asking Kyle to do something with Word. I'm like, why are you using Word on a MacBook? Like, you're not supposed to use Word. That's a Microsoft program on a MacBook.
Well,
Stop it.
The human resources guy, he would only take the job at the church if he could have a Windows laptop. He didn't want an Apple. He was like, I can't do Apple.
Listen, I know Apple products are expensive, but they also last longer.
So the Wright family says, my favorite commercial is the Frank's Red Hot with that old lady. Yes. I feel, is she the daughter of the Where's the Beef lady?
Christopher said, I'm one of the unusual people that actually use Apple. I got an iPhone a week after the first release, and everything I have is on my iPhone, so I'm not changing.
Gigi Girl says, Joe made your keto lasagna last night.
So really
delicious. Thanks for doing that. Don't call it a comeback.
Shelly said, I work for Apple tech support, hated it, and made me love my Android even more.
I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out.
Tara said, I love Bryce. Didn't make it to Moab, but only because we ran out of time. I want to see more parks than time allows.
I think we're all ready to like stretch our legs and go on a long hike, right?
Yep.
Friendship pins. Oh my gosh, yes. Did you guys make friendship pins? That was an awesome 80s thing. You would get like safety pins and then put little tiny beads on them.
Shelly said, I have an Apple laptop because it's lightweight and easy to travel with. I mostly use my Alienware at home.
Oh, a major prize. I won. For Geely, that must be Italian. I had a
Chocolate peanut butter.
Chocolate peanut butter keto chow for my first meal today. It was delish. I love chocolate peanut butter.
Casey Smurf said, is the date on keto chow really all that relevant? Got a few bags of root beer float with a 7/20 date on there. I'm not sure I can get through them before then.
It can be if you're using... 3 meals at... Chris is answering questions.
Yes.
Keep going, sir. I wasn't supposed to have ice cream last night, but I did too. Half a pint of enlightened red velvet cake. I didn't even care much for that flavor, but I ate it anyway. I didn't like that
flavor either. Chris said I need a bidet. I do need a bidet.
Our Homestead store out here has the enlightened bars. Going to break down and go get a box tomorrow to try. The bars are where it's at, in my opinion.
Casey wants us to test the High Key Rice Krispies, cinnamon frosted chocolate, all of them before I pay $12 a box. We do have 2 boxes. We're going to do a review on them, and I'm going to do a test on them. We just haven't had. I wanted this week to be like not having any of that kind of stuff. So probably over the weekend.
Oh, you're trying to clean yourself out of the snacks.
Yes. Christopher said both the enlightened bars I've tried, I found the store was really good.
Zoom just announced today that they don't actually have 300 million active viewers. Their stock is not a good buy right now. Wow, that's interesting.
Problem is it's free so long as you keep it under 30 minutes.
So Shelly's been making a carnivore slushie, just cream, egg yolks, glycerin, and a flavor extract. That's really interesting. Rachel, hubby bought me a Margaritaville cruiser. It's so ugly, but it was the last one he could find. I wonder why. It was nice, though. He tried. I love my margarita bicycle. It's giant, though. It looks like you definitely need to be in Key West, like riding like this, with maybe a puppy in the bike basket. 1990 was my best year ever. That is when I had my daughter.
That's awesome. Let's see. Miriam said, I've tasted all 3, but the best one is the white one. I taste like marshmallows, but it would last you a while. We have 8 people and 1 box has a serving per person.
Right. Tara says, Rachel, you're probably in the minority with a mohawk. Okay. All right, good. So just me. I really...
He said Skipping Joe's arrived.
I really want to be a trendsetter here. So I don't know if anybody's even seen this type of hairstyle yet. So I'm gonna bring it. Tammy says, good night.
Chris said, Rachel, don't knock the bidet until you try it.
I am just afraid of it.
I need electric. The one I want needs electric. I gotta run electric.
Did you get the sardines?
Not yet. I haven't been to Walmart.
But,
I haven't gone to Walmart.
Oh, Beth has the Margaritaville bike too? I didn't know you had that bike, girl. We need to go on a bike ride. A twinsy bike ride. Wear your Swatch watch. Chris, I won't wear my
Chris
said,
mullet, why doesn't Joe have time to do stuff? There's a perfectly good 3 a.m. every single day. I had like an awesome 9 hours of sleep last night, though. That was like awesome. Ketchup Joe has arrived.
I don't even know where I'm at when I wake up in the morning, and that bed that's like warming me up and waking me up, I'm just like, I'm up, and it's like 4:58. Which is
it's funny, you wake up in the morning, and now she wakes up every morning and says, like, Alexa, cancel my alarm.
Seriously. Gonna get my good night, God blessin' with the skipping Joe's doing.
Well, we're
it's
getting
electric.
Off right now.
Boogie, woogie, woogie. Oh, did he just break up with me?
I did.
Did you just break up with me?
I did. It's 10:20. It's time to break up.
You just tossed me.
We only dated for the night.
Just for one skate.
One skate.
One skate. Well, what song? What song should be playing on our one skate? I had the time of my life? What if you've got like, so as we close out, you got one skate, it's last skate, couple skate. What are you skating to? What's the skate?
Rhonda said, Rachel, you need to do a video and just talk, advert, anything. You're so funny. April Michelle says, I was born in 1990.
She's a baby. She's a baby woman. Casey Smurf, born in 1990 as well.
We're old.
Happy 30th birthday. My gracious. I'm 110 years old, I think. Maybe.
Okay. We've been on for almost 2 hours.
Wait, we didn't get a skate. Somebody's got to we need a DJ out there. What is our last skate song? Manic Thursday? That's not a song. Manic Monday. Just another Manic Monday. Ooh.
True.
Yeah, Manic Monday.
True.
What about the one? What was the?
You don't know that song, I guess.
Is it the Madonna one?
I don't know.
That True
I don't
Love, you're the one I dream of. That one. I want some stand-up comedy instead.
Of
the Cars, let the good times roll. I've got it.
You're supposed to know.
I'm
not
flipping
the
my
singer.
jukebox in here, and I know that's a song, but I have to what's the tune to that? Okay. There is no
One
stand-up
more.
comedy.
No more.
No.
Here we go. Unchained Melody. Manic from Flashdance.
Saturday Night Live.
Purple Rain. There we go.
Purple Rain. Okay, actually, I totally...
True Blue. Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
Yes. They just wanna.
Okay. We're going to get off tonight.
Let's go have some fun, right? I gotta have fun trying to wash this
We may
hair.
live stream again before Monday.
And I'll probably still have the same hair because I won't be able to get all this garbage out.
Okay. So
That's a great movie, too.
If we don't, though, we're going to do Keto on the Couch Live again, right?
Of course.
12 o'clock Eastern Time, 12 noon Eastern Time, because this way Chris and Miriam can get their live stream in at 11:15.
Make sure you go subscribe to Keto Chow channel because they're awesome.
Yep. Have a good night, guys.
We love you.
Bye.
See you in the 90s next week.